That son of a bitch is going down. Alright, so you may have noticed a little bit of a difference here with our build. Very slight. I only changed the weapon, basically. The saw cleaver is kind of like Bloodborne's easy mode, which it gives you right at the very beginning. Very polite of it. But this weapon has a lot of good properties. Probably too many for me to recall off the top of my head. But as I mentioned in the last episode, it's serrated, so it's really good for fighting beast-type enemies, which are actually specifically categorized. You know, it's not just sort of a... It's not really a catch-all. There's actually a category that they're put into, like, these particular enemies are beast types, these particular enemies are kin types, and that's the other sort of category, which is way, way smaller than the amount of beasts. But if you look at the attributes of your weapon, see sort of in the second column here, the 2 yellow boxes denote kin and beast damage. And those are typically at 100, and you can raise or lower those with blood gem, blood gem bonuses, we'll say. But sort of a hidden part of this stat is that serrated weapons like the saw cleaver, the saw spear, they do more damage to beasts, as does fire. And if you combine those two, it's pretty fucking epic. Sorry, I don't know why that just happened. We are actually going to get a new outfit for ourselves. It's actually very close by. Just got to get through a couple of these boys first. So we'll see how that goes. And also, oh wow, you can just stack them up. I don't know if I have done already, but I do plan to equip a gun as well. I think Peter's earned a gun. This is really easy if you just come through the back route. Heck yes. Also, I love that the front side of me, aside from my face, is just totally clean. Getting plenty of blood vials. I did fix our blood vial issue, by the way, from the last episode. We've got plenty now. I want to say 60 something. Okay, so here's our butcher set. This is going to be a pretty important component for our build today. Also, there's a little summon sign over here for the younger Madaras twin. And I should point out, right after the boss lamp for this area, there is a... I said boss lamp, didn't I? Kind of gave it away. Right after the lamp here, there is a boss. Get rid of this enemy. There's a boss down that way, which we may be facing today. I'm not sure, honestly. But a hot tip for those who don't know, and I'm genuinely not sure what kind of percentage that would be, but this guy here, this poor soul, let's actually take a closer look here. Like, what's this shit? Is that a bone sticking out of his arm? My god. Sick. Anyway, if you end his misery, he gives you 5 blood vials. Basically, every time you reload the area. I think if you quit and restart, that probably won't do it. You probably have to, like, either use a bold hunter's mark or just warp back to the dream or whatever. But anyway, that younger Madaras twin is a summon for this boss battle. And also, here we've got Master Valter, the guy whose name I couldn't remember last time. But, interestingly enough, if you get the Iron Helm from him as a result of finishing his questline, he will fucking... His summon sign will change. his name basically gets altered a little bit, and I want to make that happen today. So I've already got 3 vermin, one of which we picked up last time from one of the old hunters roaming around. There are actually 3 old hunters specifically that drop them, that do not respawn. So I'm led to believe. One of the other ones is the one who kept killing me last time, basically. So we gotta fucking nut up and kill his ass. Also, what is with these? I've got a little pattern going on my back with this blood. Alright, I'm gonna get changed real quick. I'll be back in a sec. Someone call for a butcher? I'm not really sure why I threw an English accent on that, but here he is. Here's our butcher with a all red saw cleaver. So, off to a good start, I'd say. But, ooh, real quick, let me throw on fire paper, bolt paper, and fucking why not, I'll throw in this hunter's tool, empty phantasm shell. Basically your 3 elements for the game. Okay, so I have 3 vermin, and yet we only got 1 in the last episode. What the fucking heck, right? So I was kind of close in guessing that you get some from multiplayer, and I think I mentioned co-op, but basically you help someone in co-op, basically helping them defeat a boss. And if you have the Impurity rune on, which I do right now, which boosts max HP during co-op by 2%, and your health is actually already decreased as a phantom, so it seems even less helpful in that regard. Anyway, you get a vermin that way, and so I just got a couple through those means, because otherwise you could pick up basically exactly 5 vermin in the game, 3 of which from enemies here, and then you get 1 for defeating this next boss with Volter summoned, if he survives, and then there's another boss afterward, same situation, but then you wouldn't be able to summon Volter after that, and you wouldn't see the name change. So, you know, I decided to just go ahead and get 2 online, and then we can get the rest here, assuming this goes at all well. Also, this guy still has my echoes, so revenge is afoot. Pull out my gun here. Maybe that'll make things a little easier, I don't fucking know. Oh, we fucking changed it up on me, son of a gun. I've been saying son of a gun a lot. Whew. Oh, come on. Yes! Oh, I missed you, visceral attacks. Oh god. Oof, that could have been bad. I'm definitely more comfortable with this weapon. Like I said, I haven't used the I haven't used the Amygdala arm hardly at all. It is a fun weapon though, and one move I regrettably didn't show off in the last episode was how would I describe it? Ooh, down he goes. See? Fucking gun plus saw cleaver equals easy mode. 1 try. There's our vermin. So now we're up to 4, I guess. Yes, there they are. What the fuck was I saying just now? Oh, okay, so there is a heavy attack with the normal mode of the goddamn Amygdala arm, I guess you would say. If you do a charged R2, and then you follow it up with a second R2, you slam it into the ground, and then you pull up, basically, like it gets stuck in the ground, and you pull it back up. He dropped something, but I don't care. I'm just getting the fuck out of here. Doesn't really make sense how that would do damage, but it is kind of a recurring attack that you see, especially I think of Dark Souls 1 in particular. There were these stone knights, I guess you would call them. They were sort of covered in moss. In the DLC, they would do that attack. There's definitely another enemy in that game or in one of the other Souls games that also has that attack. And I can't quite recall. But it's a recurring type of attack that you see. How many blood vials did I use? Probably just a couple. Yep. And I'm all replenished. Cool. Alright, so we'll head down here. This is where the last vermin enemy is. Oh, he keeps going even if you get in front of him. Cheeky bastard. There he is. Right up there. Another red-eyed guy. Also, there's another summon here. Henriette. I forgot to mention that Walter and the younger Madaras twin only show up as summons if you have the Impurity Rune equipped. You'll probably notice this summon here is, I guess, more pinkish, less saturated. Whereas those other two were very definitely red. And they're both Confederates, so they only show up if you have the Impurity Rune. Okay. Let's, I don't know, fucking throw on some fire paper. Which one's equipped? It's fire, thank God. Come on down. Come on. There you go. Oh, way too early. Fortunately, that wind-up is so long, I got off a second shot. Down he goes. That's 5 vermin for us. This is going fucking swimmingly, dude. I told you. Saw Cleaver equals easy mode. Alright, got some twin shards. That's nice. While we're over here, I almost forgot to pick up the vermin. While we're over here, we'll drop down here. Pick up the item at the end of this path. I don't have a Bold Hunter's Mark, though. I haven't rested at the lamp, have I? No. Because I would have to have gone back to the drain when we haven't done that. Okay. Just keeping tabs. Okay. Still one left. There we go. Gotta pick up the pebbles. I feel like they drop something different very occasionally. I think it's oil urns. Same thing with the witches. The witches also drop pebbles like 95% of the time, but then they can also drop bloodshot eyeball or something. No, that's a very specific, unique item. I think it's some kind of ritual material having to do with eyes. Pretty sure. Whoa! I kind of forgot about that. This is a little bit of foreshadowing for what's coming later in the DLC. Get a little snail lady, I guess you would say here. So keep that in your back pocket for a while. So this is that item that we saw last episode that couldn't do a chin up to get to. And it is the Whirligig Saw, or more affectionately known as the Pizza Cutter. And I guess we'll read the description for that as well as all the other stuff we've collected. Back in the dream! Okay, so first things first, should probably just go over the outfit, huh? So, Butcher set. I should say this outfit is a combination of basically the Butcher set and the Yahar'gul Black set. Top half Butcher, bottom half Black. Alright, so Butcher Mask. Mask of the Madaras twins. Notice this was right next to the summon sign for the younger Madaras twin. Denizens of the Forbidden Woods, likely belonging to the older of the two. The twins grew up in silent kinship with a poisonous snake. Eventually, they learned human ways and became hunters. When they discovered vermin, even in their beloved snake, the younger brother is said to have murdered the older. Woo. It's interesting because I believe it was the... Well, I guess it's not necessarily one of the twins who sort of appears in front of the spot where Walter is. But he did have the whistle, which I guess it could have just been stolen or something. Also, I wonder how much similarity this description has with the whistle. Let's check that out. If I can go to the right goddamn spot. Oh, I don't have it. That's right. So we'll have to check that out later. Okay, so let's see how similar it is to this. Okay, it's fairly different. Both the twins became hunters and brought back and dissected their beast prey in order to support the villagers in their forbidden research. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have much to add to that, I guess. Okay, so we had those. I'm guessing we haven't read the description for vermin yet? I don't know. Oh, I forgot about these little... what would you call it? Abstracts that they have before you read the actual description. Root of man's impurity writhes within filth. It looks like some kind of centipede or something. Well, okay. It says, a centipede-like creature discovered on successful hunts by League hunters. Vermin, found hidden within filth, are only seen by League Confederates, and are the root of man's impurity. The League has assumed the task of finding and crushing all vermin. Perhaps there is some mercy in the madness. Those who wish to see vermin can, and those who choose to are provided with boundless purpose. So, it's leaning pretty heavily into the idea that maybe these vermin are imaginary. They can only be seen by League Confederates. It sounds sort of cultish. Just saying, within men are vermin, and if you find vermin within men, then you must, or beasts, then you must slay them and crush the vermin. So that's pretty interessant. Let's see, was there anything else that I missed? Probably. Whirligig Saw. Okay. I remembered. Another weapon from the powder kegs. If it ain't got kick, it ain't worth shick. Pretty sure that's how the saying goes. I think it's on the spear, which I don't have. Whoopsie. You know what? I don't even think I have... Maybe it's in the store. Here we go, rifle spear. It's not on there. Probably on the badge? Spending a lot of time on this. If it ain't got kick, it just ain't worth it. I was close, I just made up the word shick. Or I was referring to the razor blade. Anyway, Whirligig Saw. It's the weapon of choice for the old hunter Walter, the Beast Eater, which we saw when we murdered him for his helmet. This weapon pummels beasts in its mace form, but its true strength lies in its attached mechanical saws. These discs, lined with serrated teeth, spin rapidly, thrashing the flesh of beasts into fine shreds. Now this goes as far as to specifically say that it is serrated. So that'll also be helpful against beasts. I'm not necessarily sure if we're going to end up using it. But I don't know. Anything is possible with the human imagination. Anyway, let's go see Walter. I'm just gonna go through a series of I'm not exactly sure how all of the triggers for his dialogue work, so I'm just gonna pester him until he tells me what I want to hear. Alright, so at this point we have not crushed any vermin, although we have collected 5. And I'm guessing... Oh my god, fucking gross. Oh, my battery's low! I'm guessing that he will not have anything new to say, but we'll see.
Now, there is one thing you must know. By the oath of the League, those who bear its rune will see vermin. Vermin writhe deep within all filth and are the root of man's impurity. All vermin are to be crushed. The League exists to expunge all vermin, ridding us of any trace of human corruption. And so, until we are rid of all vermin, you must continue to hunt and kill. This bloody fate is ours alone. Do not expect the world to grasp our work. But remember, the Confederates will always have my blessing. And each other. Always.
Only we can see the aliens inside people. Everybody else is blind. Anyway, he says we should crush vermin, so, let's fucking do it. In fact, I'm just gonna equip it so I don't have to scroll through here every time. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3... Vermin! What do you think of that?
The League exists, and so... This we do not end.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna reload the area. See if that changes things. What say ye now, Walter? I keep almost forgetting his name.
Ah, very good. You've crushed some vermin. I'm the master of the League, I can see it in your eyes. I'm pleased. This makes you a true fellow of the League. A Confederate. Now, take this staff, a symbol of our oath, of our blood-drenched fate.
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you? So this, you sort of get 3 staves as a result of this, this covenant. This is the equivalent of a covenant in this game. 2 of which are basically gestures. This one is like a leaderboard, I think. And there's League Oath. And then I think you get... Either we've already gotten one for joining, and this is the second one, or this is our first one. I can't remember.
You'll be welcomed as a true Confederate. Go forth with renewed vigor. In short time, you will see how the mission takes hold of one's spirits.
Let's take a look. Yeah, League Oath. Yeah, I think you get 2 gestures. I may be just getting it confused with the respect and deep respect from the Canehurst Covenant. I forget exactly what it's called. There you go. There's a little cane action for you. That might be the only gesture now that I think about it. But yeah, it actually gives you a physical cane. I think that's the only gesture that actually conjures something up. Alright, what do you think about 2 vermin?
Hello, Confederate. Has your stomach not turned at the world of man? So wondrously wretched and brimming with unsightly vermin. Much like our very own mission.
Oh, fuck, that's funny, dude. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Hello, Confederate. Your eyes say all. You've crushed vermin time and time again.
Like 5
You've
times.
seen the filth that varnishes the world of man. Yet, you are unbroken. You've the eyes of a hunter. You have blessed the League with your presence. This was my last, most pressing task. My Confederate, promise me you'll crush all vermin to rid us of our impurities for the sake of our fellows, all blood-stained hunters of the League.
I might. I'll say that.
My Confederate, for this.
Alright. I think all that's left is to reload this bitch. Hey, look, a helmet. Master's Iron Helm. I forget if the name is the same. The description is definitely different. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's see. I think it's just the last couple of lines. The Iron Helm is passed down among masters of the League. Walter had in fact lost the ability to see vermin long ago. Interesting note. Not quite where you expect it to go, because it says lost the ability to see, and you're like, oh, okay, vermin. Oh. Different, but still interesting. I wonder if that guy is out here. Oh, yep, there he is, and he's wearing the butcher garb. So, might this be the younger Madaras twin? Because it says that the younger Madaras twin killed the older one, which would lead me to believe that the older one is dead. I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions or anything, but, you know, seems pretty clear-cut to me. Let's see what the defenses are on this thing. Pretty good against bolt. Weak against fire. Alright. I'm gonna use a blue elixir. Sneak up behind him. Use some fire paper and get a goddamn visceral attack. Won't even know what hit him, that stupid son of a bitch. Oh god, it didn't work. He's like, am I fighting a ghost right now? Oh jeez. I guess I stepped too close. He's like, I don't know what to hit. I'm scared. Brother? The older twin has killed the younger. Okay, now we have the whistle. We can take a look at that. Wherever it is. Here we go. Yeah. Grew up alongside a poisonous snake and developed a silent, inhuman kinship. Snake grew uncontrollably, raised on a healthy diet of beast entrails. Even after their deaths, it is said to respond to the call of the twins' whistle from within the nightmare, as we just saw. I think... Can I actually use this? Yeah. Oh yeah, I have exactly enough blood tinge because I wanted to use the Evelyn. So... There you go. As you can see, it also damages the wielder, so you gotta get out of there. And you're forced to walk as you're using it as opposed to run. So, not the most useful thing, honestly, but, you know. It has its function. Alright. Now that we have the Iron Helm, we've finished Walter's quest line. We're going to check out his summon sign. Because according to my sources, my sources being the internet, it should be different. Grab these blood vials. No sense letting them go to waste. Fuck out of here. Alright. What do we got? There we go. Volter. Beast Eater. Now this would be the reference to the fable right here that I was talking about earlier. I thought it was on his helm if you complete his questline, but it's actually his summon sign. I made it. It's actually fairly clear cut. Guy devours a beast whole. His name is Beast Eater. And I don't know how you can get that shit mixed up. But yeah, up ahead, there is a boss. But I think we're going to save that for another episode. Not necessarily the next one, but maybe the next one, because I'm going to be super honest with you. I don't do a whole lot of planning for these. Just enough. I do just enough to make it somewhat interesting, hopefully. But hey, this was a pretty good episode, I gotta say. Definitely a lot less failure than in the last one. Turns out when you're well equipped, you can do just fine. Well, I think this is a good spot to simmer down, relax a little while until the next episode. I still need to think about what that actually is going to entail. You know what? I think in the next episode, we'll head on down to the Nightmare Frontier. Like, I kind of want to do that sooner than later, especially since I already went there and I got some of the items and defeated some of the enemies. My bad on that once again. But I could go there, collect any remaining items, and point out the spots where I've already picked some stuff up. Plus, the boss is still there. So that'll be something. Anyway, it's been real. Hope you enjoy your day. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take it easy.